Kinder! Ich möchte heute mit euch ein Buch lesen, und zwar ein englisches Buch. Das Buch heißt Froggy Goes to Bed, also Froggy geht schlafen. Ihr kennt das Buch schon, also nicht das Buch, aber den Froggy schon. Wir haben schon mal ein Froggy-Buch gelesen und heute ist es ein neues Froggy-Buch. Während ich das Buch vorlese, musst du gut zuhören und gut aufpassen. Ich werde dir Quizfragen stellen. Und bei den Quizfragen musst du dir dann den Buchstaben, der zur richtigen Antwort gehört, aufschreiben, weil es wird dann zum Schluss ein Lösungswort geben. Zum Beispiel frage ich dich jetzt bei mir, welche Farbe hat mein Pullover? Hat er X, grün und rot? Hat er B, schwarz und weiß? Oder ist er K, rot und blau? Und du schreibst dir dann das K auf. Schreib dir immer den richtigen Buchstaben auf. Es kommt dann zum Schluss ein Lösungswort raus. Das Lösungswort ist natürlich Englisch. Ja, genau. Beginnen wir mal mit dem Buch und dann wartest du auf die erste Quizfrage. Gut zuhören und gut aufpassen.
The book I want to read with you today is Froggy Goes to Bed. It was late. Froggy was tired. He'd been playing hard at Max all day long. Froggy, called his mother. What? It's time for bed. No, cried Froggy. I'm not tired. Why don't you take a nice bath? She said. We'll make it a bubble bath. Okay, said Froggy, but first I have to find my boat. Flop, flop, flop. He looked in the fridge. Nope. He looked under the sink. Not here. Then he looked in the laundry. I found it. And he took a bath. Splash, splash, splash.
Okay. Where was the boat? Was the boat beside the laundry? Then write down an A. Was the boat in the laundry? So write down an S. Or was the boat under the laundry? So write down a L.
Now it's time to put your pajamas on, said his mother, and she wrapped him all cozy warm in a towel. Okay, said Froggy, but first I have to find them. Flop, flop, flop. He looked on the floor. He looked in his toy chest. Not here. He looked behind his desk. Oh, I found them. And he put them on. Swoop!
Where were the pajamas? Were the pajamas in the desk? Then write down an M. Were the pajamas under the desk? Then write down an L. Or were the pajamas behind the desk? So write down an P.
Froggy, called his mother. What? It's time to brush your teeth, said his mother. Okay, said Froggy, but first I have to find my toothbrush. Flop, flop, flop. He looked in the fishbowl. Nope. He looked in the wastebasket. Not here. He looked in the cookie jar. I found it. And he brushed his gums. Brush, brush, brush.
Where was the toothbrush? Was the toothbrush beside the cookie jar? Was the toothbrush beside the cookie jar, so write down an E. Was the toothbrush in the cookie jar, so write down an L? Or was the toothbrush in front of the cookie jar, so write down an X?
Froggy, called his mother. What? I bet you want your Huggy, said his mother. Yeah, said Froggy. I have to find my Huggy. Flop, flop, flop. Oh, here it is. It is under the stove. Bonk. He gave it a hug and climbed into bed.
Where was Froggy's Huggy? Was he under the stove? So write down an E. Was the Huggy in front of the stove? So write down an O. Or was the Huggy behind the stove? So write down an A.
Now it's time to sleep, said his mother, and gave him a good night kiss. Mwah! Okay, said Froggy, but first I need a snack. Then I'll go to sleep. And he hopped out of the bed. Flop, flop, flop. Munch, scrunch, munch, scrunch. He ate a bowl of flies and then crawled back into bed.
What was Froggy's snack? What did he eat? Was it a bowl of flies? So write down an N. Was it a bowl of apples? So write down an G. Or was it a bowl of bananas? So write down an U.
Now go to sleep, Froggy, said his mother. She was getting a little tired herself. Okay, said Froggy, but I'm thirsty. And you have to close the closet and open my door just a crack and turn the night light down just how I like it. Then I'll go to sleep. Oh, fiddlesticks, said his mother and got him a glass of water. Oops, cried Froggy and got more red in the face than green. It's spilled. Oh, Froggy, said his mother. She whipped it up, then got him another glass of water. Look, look, look. Closed the closet, slam. Opened his door just a crack, creak, and turned down the light just right. Now, Froggy, go to sleep, she said. Okay, said Froggy, but first, will you read me a story? Of course, my dear, she yawned, and she read, and she read, and she read, till the book dropped. And she fell asleep. Snoring like a horse.
What does Froggy's mom do before he sleeps? Does she write sentence down, then write an X? Does Froggy's mom go for a walk? Then write down an Y. Or does Froggy's mom read him a book? Then write down an G.
Good night, Mom, said Froggy. And then he closed his eyes and went to sleep. Good night, Froggy, said Mr. Owl, sitting on a branch. Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo!
Du hast jetzt alle Buchstaben gesammelt und du müsstest ein Lösungswort herausbekommen haben. Du kannst das Wort auf Deutsch lesen, aber es ist auch ein englisches Wort. Schau im Internet nach, was dieses dieses englische Wort auf Deutsch bedeutet. Es hat etwas mit dem zu tun, was gerade ist. Schau mal nach und dann schreib mir bitte eine SMS mit dem Lösungswort. Ich bin gespannt, ob du es errätst. Schönen Tag und ich freue mich schon auf nächste Woche. Baba!